Welcome folks. The South Metro Connect project aimed to extend Roe Highway from Kwinana Freeway through to Stock Road. This presentation will outline the critical steps and benefits of the community engagement process associated with this project. We'll cover the value delivered, the fine-tuning required, and the big tick at the end of it all. So let's look at value delivered. A lot of it came from the planning phase. One of the key things that came out of this was that the project team worked together as a team. So they focused on getting their values understood and agreed upon. They focused on having KPIs to work towards. And the important thing that stood out was you could see a clear connection between the project disciplines. And this is important in making sure the critical decision points of the project were being reached. The team also rigorously utilised and stuck to the IAP2 spectrum. And in this case, the bar was lifted very high when the focus is on the collaboration stage. If you need any more information on that, go to iap2.org.au. Keep this in mind for the rest of the project. So the key features of the implementation phase of the community engagement process were its thoroughness, its attention to detail, and its responsiveness, so that people involved in the process felt that they were honoured, that their input was respected, and that they were part of the process and they knew who was making the decisions and how. And this is reflected in their approvals of the process when they were evaluated afterwards. And some figures for you to think about was that 72% of participants in the multi-criteria analysis workshop gave their approval and saying it was a valuable and worthwhile process. And the figures just went higher for subsequent community engagement workshops. Another key benefit or thing that the project did really well was in its communication processes. And the thing that really stood out was the fact that it used good, solid, direct marketing principles. It didn't just go with a boring old ad in the paper hidden away. It used multiple channels to get people involved, engaged, and understanding about what the project was about. Importantly, there was follow-through. Every comment was noted so that following the project, people were able to say, here's how the information you provided was used in the final decision-making process. In future projects, and this is important for all other projects in main roads to understand, is that we shouldn't always get distracted by the squeaky wheel in terms of making sure that engagement is with key stakeholders, ones like utility providers, other government agencies, as well as community people. The other challenge is to continually test and understand, is collaboration the correct level that we should be working on in our engagement processes? If the political climate's changed, perhaps we need to change that as well. And importantly, this final point talks about making sure that we've got the big guns on side early. There's no point just sending in a project officer to try and resolve big issues with other stakeholders or community participants when they don't have the power of decision making. You really need to get your senior level policy officers on board and your CEOs on board to get in there and back you up. Here's the icing on the cake. One of the key things that came out of the whole process was that there's now less unknowns moving through to the next phase of construction, which means that there's going to be less potential for project variations come construction time, an easier way to budget, and basically less money that's going to be spent on the construction phase. So opportunities are plenty from this process. It showed to me it's worthwhile investing in it, and its thoroughness, attention to detail and level of planning were well worthwhile. If you'd like further information or you want some details, feel free to email me on the address below. Thank you.